All right, so the next question is, Scott, how can I clear my own money blocks? Have you ever experienced, how can I clear my own money blocks? Have you ever experienced these, and what did you do? So how can I clear my own money blocks? Did I experience these? So no, I don't believe in any of that stuff. And I'll give you the reasons why. And I'm not saying you have to believe me, but I want to throw some logic into this. Everybody's problems, bar none, whether it's yours, your clients, your mums, your dads, whatever it is, are all symptoms. So the reason you believe, and that's, I guess, part of it as well, believing that you have money blocks is probably because another guru has told you that's what you have, which is impossible for them to know because now you're that guru is generalizing everything. It doesn't work like that. So all you're doing is experiencing symptoms. So the symptoms you're experiencing, you have now concluded, which is very, very dangerous, concluded that it is money blocks. Like the reason, I can't grow my therapy business, I can't make money, I don't have a good relationship is because of some sort of blocks. So all you've done is concluded based on a symptom, but you have no idea what that root cause is. So it gets really dangerous when you start to assume or believe that someone else knows what your problems are by categorizing into one place, like it's all money blocks and stuff like this. So to realize that all of our problems exist unconsciously, it means that you need to do some thorough unconscious research, and it's impossible to do it for yourself. Like a lot of people say, well, Scott, I found out I had money blocks by doing self-hypnosis. That's, again, impossible. You cannot be the therapist and the client at the same time because you'll block the very process. Your unconscious mind won't feed you that information, regardless of how deep you think the trance is or whatever you're doing, binaural beats and all that sort of stuff. It becomes an impossible task at that point. And you definitely don't want to have somebody else tell you do have abundance blocks because you're experiencing these things in your life. So what I learned very on, and I didn't have money blocks per se, but I used to conclude a lot of my problems were they existed because of these reasons. Like I used to think like I can't get clients and I can't make money because I'm not worthy enough. I used to think that a lot. That's just a conclusion. That's just a guess. It's like your clients coming in and telling you, hey, I'm a smoker and I can't quit because my mother always smoked. That's just a conclusion. That's a conclusion to a symptom. It gets very, very dangerous when you start believing your own thoughts and believing your own conclusions. So no, I never had them. And one way you can get over them is firstly realize that the conclusion you have made, I guarantee is incorrect. It is 100% incorrect because the same conclusions you've made, I've made different ones. My family have made different ones. My friends and the colleagues and the students I have made different ones than you. So you can't categorize your problem by giving it an example or giving it a conclusion without doing thorough investigation first. So again, I'll come back and give you a real example again. Hopefully this is making sense. If it's like a business strategy or a business idea, you say, well, I'm not getting clients because I have abundance blocks. No, you're experiencing the symptoms of that. And you need to do some thorough research about why you're not getting clients. It could be something logical, like you don't have a niche yet, you don't have a business idea, you don't have a price, you're not doing social media. And a lot of the logical stuff gets ignored. Like, for example, when I used to say I'm not getting clients until I looked back and thought, hang on, I'm not even doing anything to get clients. Like I'm laying in bed, stressed out. Of course, I'm not going to get clients. But here I am trying to work on this mindset abundance block thing. And why aren't clients coming kicking down my door? You can see how that sort of plays out. So you want to be very, very careful of your own conclusions. And I tell everybody, do not believe your own thoughts, because as soon as you conclude something that's just a guess based on a symptom that's not the real problem, and you keep guessing over and over and revisiting that symptom over and over with the same type of thinking, you are going to further conclude that it is money blocks. And then what are you going to go do? You're going to go do all the things to try and solve the conclusion that you have made. And no wonder it's not working. And it's the same thing with our clients, guys. When our clients come in and say, I can't quit smoking, or I have weight issues, this is their conclusion. This is not the real thing. And just like our clients want to find the root cause, want to solve the root cause and give them new resources and stretch that problem out, you want to do the same thing for yourself. So I highly recommend just speaking to another great therapist or another coach and investigating what's really going on. And I can guarantee 100% of the time, it will never come out as money blocks. Money blocks are just like a industry fad that's going around. It's been going around since I was a therapist as well, because it sounds good, it sounds intriguing, sounds interesting, and it sort of makes sense. But again, it is a conclusion. Now, I can make a very general conclusion right now, just as an example, that sounds logical and sounds like it would fit, but it is totally flawed. And that's the bad thing about our conclusions, bar none. Our conclusions are always flawed. So my conclusion would be that I like to eat meat. I'm a human being. That means all other human beings like to eat meat too. Now, that's a conclusion I can draw. And it sounds logical in theory, but I know there are vegans out there. I think it's the vegans that don't eat meat or whatever it is, vegetarians, whatever it is. You sort of get my point. I cannot make a conclusion because of the way that I feel and the experiences I have in life. Everybody has the same. And the reverse is also true. You do not want to listen to someone who labels your own conclusions or labels your own symptoms, because now they are guessing about what your problem is, what you should do about it, instead of actually finding out what the real problem is and fixing that. So no, I never had a money blocks. I do not believe in them. I do not believe in a lot of those fad things that go around where the gurus say it's money blocks, it's abundance blocks, it's childhood trauma, it's all this sort of stuff. There might be relevance to that, but until I know for sure, I had to stop myself making a lot of conclusions. I'm making a lot of very negative conclusions that were literally ruining my life. Now, what do? I test every theory. I test everything that I do. I did the same thing with my clients. I never went in assuming anything or concluding anything. And I also realized all they're going to do is present their conclusions and symptoms to me. I need to find out what the real problem is. So that's a really long way of saying it's not money blocks. It is impossible to know that, 100% impossible, because you're experiencing the symptoms and all you've done is concluded that, or you've allowed somebody else to conclude it for you. Do your own research on your own thoughts. Look at things logically, not always emotionally. Don't get sucked in because another guru says it is this, because now they are guessing, and more than likely they're just trying to sell you something, which is understandable. It's part of the industry. But whenever you get lost in your own conclusion and you spend the rest of your life trying to heal your conclusions, you'll always be stuck with the real problems. The same attitude we're going to have with our clients. So you do not have money blocks, neither does anybody else. Figure out what the real issue is and fix that. Then you won't have to worry about this thing called money blocks or abundance blocks again. It never existed in the first place. You'll actually experience a new existence where the things you're going for in life will actually start to show up, but it's nothing magical or a block or something like that. That is just a conclusion somebody else has made for you. So just be very careful of your conclusions. Don't believe your own thoughts, and hire a really good therapist or a coach to dig in deep into your problem, find out what the real thing is and fix that. And you won't have to worry about it anymore.